umaga, mayad nga agahon. Coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee on my coffee with Ginno cup here. I actually had to order more of these cups because I had to pass out more cups. I don't sell them. I don't sell the cups. I just give them to people that I meet that are subscribers to our channels, watch our videos. It's a gift. It's a gift for me when you meet me here in Aklan province. This is my 3-in-1 coffee, my Copico Blanca, 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Coffee, cream, and sugar all in one. Powder form here. You just put it in your cup, put hot water, you got a nice cup of coffee. Easy peasy. I like everything easy peasy. It's like instead of like grinding your beans, putting it in the brewing it and all that, man. Here you just put the powder in, and it's cheaper. These things, I get my Copico Blanca. They're about 7 pesos each. 70 pesos for 10 of these packets at the grocery store. Good morning, Charlie, my good friend in Boston. Good morning. I always start with the weather report. My good friend Vegas Will in Las Vegas. He calls me Mr. Weatherman. So I do not want to disappoint Vegas Will. I don't want to disappoint him. As of 3 a.m. This morning, there's a tropical storm that entered the Philippine area of responsibility, the PAR. They call that here the PAR. Not Gulf, not Gulf, but like Philippine area of responsibility. It's called severe tropical storm Nando. So when they say severe tropical storm, this is packing some winds more likely and some rain. Will definitely cause damage if once it enters the landfall, once it makes landfall in the Philippines. It's in the Aurora region. Maximum winds 125 kilometers per hour right now, gusting when it gusts. That's what happens here with the typhoons. It's that gust of wind. It serious pack of winds. That's why it severe damage because of the winds. And this typhoon is going to be number 14 for the year. Aurora is in the central part of Luzon. It'll bring some rain more likely to our area, but we're always far. Western Visayas, that's one thing nice about Western Visayas. Out of the 18 to 20 typhoons that enter the Philippine area of responsibility, we never get hit by them. We get rain from them, the outer bands of the typhoon, but we're blessed as far as typhoons are concerned here in Western Visayas. Usually, the places that get hit with typhoons, Eastern Visayas, Samar, Leyte, they get hit. And usually the trajectory normally is like northwest. So it starts climbing up to central Luzon, like the Bicol region. And the ones that really get hammered with all the typhoons here in the Philippines is like northern Luzon. Like Cagayan, Ilocos Norte, those two places, Babuyan Islands, Batanes, that area. That's kind of like our Florida, when it comes to like hurricanes and typhoon. That's where all the direction. Here in Western Visayas, we're kind of like California. California gets rain. There's some flooding that happens in California, but not as much as like when the northern Luzon area. So right there. It's called Nando, Nando, Severe Tropical Storm Nando. Cagayan, like I said, Cagayan Valley, Bicol region, Eastern Visayas, they're gonna be affected by, it says here, the trough of super the trough of severe tropical storm Nando. Metro Manila is still affected by the monsoon, the habagat, cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms in Metro Manila. And then the rest of the country, habagat. That's what we're not affected by the typhoon, but because it's habagat, the monsoon season here in our area, we do get rain. Off and on, we get rain. Like yesterday was like, I think second or third day of nothing but sunshine. But this morning, no sunrise. I don't see the sun. Looks like we're gonna get some rain, little light rain already this morning. So that's my weather report. That's my weather report. Let me go through my messages here, make sure I don't get behind on the messages. Oh, good. I don't have any messages. That's all right. I'm not behind. I'll have some. I always like prepared topics. What I've been doing is I've been just going through the news here, like different articles that I read, so I can discuss some of these news items. One thing I know I saw on the local news here, they always, like here in Boracay, I'm wearing my Boracay shirt. You know how much I love Boracay Island. Boracay to me is my happy place. I call it my happy place on earth. BBB. All right. Hello, sir. Looking strong and healthy. All right. Hey, I'm in the gym. It's like after this live stream, I'm gonna be hitting the gym. It's like I'm back in the gym, doing a little bit, not free weights yet. I'm not on the free weights. I'm doing the machines. I'm doing the working out my back, my shoulders, chest, legs on the machines, and doing a lot of stretching exercises. My good friend Gray, he got me a program. He's a serious bodybuilder. If you ever meet Gray, he's like buffed. But I'm not gonna be like that. I'm never gonna be. I'm always been kind of skinny, like tall, skinny. I'm right now. I'm 5'10", 150 pounds. So I'm never gonna be like the guys that can lift the gym. I'm not gonna be that. But he's got me on a nice program. I got my notes. I pretty much have a routine now when I go to the gym, and going often. It's like I'm shooting for going at least 5-6 times a week in the gym. Of course, rest days, you need rest days from the gym. On the rest days, I just walk. I still do my walks, morning walks with my dogs, sunset walk with my dogs. I still do that, but getting healthier. And thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing that. Michael C, my good friend in Trece Martires in Cavite. Good morning. Hope you're enjoying your Copico Blanca, my friend. Hopefully no rain yet in your area, Michael. But if it is, it's still, rain is a blessing still. It's like it's not gonna damper our spirits here in the Philippines. Good morning, Daniel, my good friend in Jacksonville, Florida. Love your, all right, look at that, man. I always get my fade, man. I gotta get my fade, my high and tight haircut. I always get my high and tight haircut. I'm low maintenance, man. I get a haircut. I don't own a comb. I've never, it's like 14 years here in the Philippines. I've never bought a comb. I don't comb. I just do one of this after the shower. I don't even put gel. I don't put that. Like I said, low maintenance. I've always been low maintenance. Can you spell Ren? That's kind of funny, man. I haven't got a request like that, Saba. That is funny. But I don't do that. It's like I don't. I know you're probably trying to be funny, trying to see if you can make me do things. I don't do that. You can find another channel to do that. I'm not a puppet. I'm not a puppet, brother. HD, greetings and salutations. HD. The first thing that I saw in the news right here, I'm gonna read it. It says Boracay tourist arrivals 58,000 for the half of the month of September. To me, when I saw that, Run, are you? I noticed that the first thing I noticed about that is that is low. And this year, this time of the year, that is considered off season anyway in Boracay Island. This During Habagat season, usually when January to June is peak season in Boracay, and then July to like November, maybe October. That's kind of like the rainy season. Low numbers usually for those months, and then November, December picks up because a lot of the balikbayan. December's a busy month here in the Philippines. Period. Everybody. It's the busiest time in the Philippines. Is December. So of course, when people come to the Philippines, Boracay is one of the destinations they want to see. It's like it's still the number one tourist destination in the Philippines. It gets more tourists than any place here in the Philippines. I've heard Palawan. A lot of people go to Palawan, but it's not easy to go to Palawan. Even for me, if I got to go to Palawan, I got to fly to Cebu. From Cebu, I got to fly to Palawan. Then I got to take public transportation. It's a trek to get to Palawan, even for me. I'm already in the Philippines, so I can imagine if you're coming from the US, if you want to check out Palawan. And they don't have the infrastructure that the Boracay Island has. I mean, they're starting to, but it's more probably Palawan, I would say, probably how Boracay was 20 years ago. And people like that. It's like, that's the thing in the Philippines. There's something here for everyone. There's a place here for everyone. It's like if you want that, peaceful, not so crowded touristy area. Palawan's got a lot of that. Panglao, Bohol, it's got a lot of that. Even like in Luzon, Camarines, there's just so many islands here that you can visit. So many islands here that you can visit. The P was just talking about many bloggers having their blogs blocked from viewers, and her views is down by 7. I think I don't know what the reason for is that, Daniel. That's why I took down the moderators on this channel. I don't know. Maybe the channels were blocking too many people because of the moderators, and YouTube was flagging that. I've heard it for many bloggers now. It's not just the Filipina P. I subscribed to her channel, but I haven't seen that video that she put out. So I'll just handle, like I said, I'll just handle the channel. We're not that big anyway. Once in a while we get trolls, probably like that guy that want me to spell run. It's like I think we can all spell run, right? That's like people just like to do that. I understand. There's always like trolls in that, but it's nothing like I can't handle. If the trolls on the channel, if it gets offensive, then I can remove it myself. It's just that I think some of the moderators in different channels, they got carried away with that moderator. They didn't realize just by, I don't know, but maybe timeout, by removing the comment, it blocked some of those viewers from, and that would hurt the channel, of course. Like me, a small channel, Daniel, small channel like ours, I had over 100 people banned, and I was like, I didn't realize I had over 100 people banned. I've been doing YouTube 3.5 years. I maybe have banned maybe 5 people because they were really offensive. I didn't realize that I had over 100. I'm glad I saw it on James and Karen's Adventure. I saw it on their channel. He was talking about it. Using AI could be, Daniel. It's like that might be the reason. Maybe YouTube is using AI, but for me, it's not. It's one of those things for me, Daniel. With YouTube, I'm doing it. If I don't count on YouTube for income. This is just a nice like side gig. I'm able to help people. It's like I like helping people. So if YouTube goes down, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. It probably like lessen my work. It's like I can enjoy my retirement more. If YouTube went away. So I'm not worried about that. Your McDonald's. Feliz. That's kind of, I think that's like Sweden. Like I think that's your country there is Sweden. The bot view, your YouTube, cracking down HD. Me, I'm when I vote in the United States, and even now, I send my mail-in ballot. When I vote, I don't really vote for Democrat or Republican. I vote for an individual. I've always been like that, because like both parties got issues. It's not like there's not a perfect political party. I don't think there's a perfect political party anywhere, any country. It doesn't matter. There's gonna be two sides. Usually in any country there's two sides. But for me, I always look for the president that I vote for. I always look for the individual, the individual. I'm not affiliated with like Democrats or Republicans. I guess I'm an independent. I'm an independent. I'm a free spirit. I'm a free spirit. You have a French undertone with the look of, ooh, nice. All right, a French. All right. Bonjour. Bonjour. It's like, thank you. Thank you for, I take that as a compliment. I take that as a compliment. Eastern Asian. Yes, I mean, Eastern, this is Southeastern Asia. I live in the Philippines. So, it's like, I have a Southeastern Asian descent, Filipinos. We have a Malay. We got Pacific. We're a good mixture. We got Spanish blood in us, Chinese. I mean, Filipinos are just like a mix of where people different places where people came from. Twitch cracked down on bot viewing and people lost viewers there. YouTube is all right. No worries. I mean, to me, it's like I said, HD. It's like for me, if YouTube went away, it's not. YouTube's the only platform I do any social media. I do have a Facebook, but my Facebook is even locked. It's like I start removing people from my Facebook because I really just use my Facebook for my friends. That way I can keep track of my friends, keep track of like the people that I like. And some of my friends are disappearing, just because of political in the United States. They, how people get carried away with the politics in the U.S. So not a concern of mine. Okay, right. Oh, I got sidetracked because I was reading, but I'll talk about the Boracay arrivals. The half the September, that is low. 58,000 tourists for the first half of September. So that's, you're looking at 116,000 for the month, projected. Man, that is almost half. That is almost half of what Boracay used to get. We used to get in Boracay. I've been around Boracay Island now for close to 14 years. Been in and out of Boracay. So that is, I would say, at least 40% decrease from the normal. And I can see that. I know why. For one, we don't get Chinese tourists anymore. There's some that trickle, maybe Chinese Filipinos or Chinese that live in the Philippines, but we don't get the big airplanes anymore. We used to get from Calibo. They used to land from China, direct flights from China used to land in Calibo, full of Chinese tourists. They would be busing them. They would be all over Calibo here, going to the malls here in Calibo. I was just like making sure I don't get like somebody that I can remove here. If I have to. It's like if somebody offensive, but so now there's a big decrease, and the businesses in Boracay, they're feeling it. It's like I'm on Facebook groups with people in Boracay, friends of mine in Boracay. There's one that the news, Boracay Island News. The businesses in Boracay are hurting. Pretty much in Boracay, your mom and pop shops in Boracay Island, it'd be hard for them to survive because of all the requirements to open a business in Boracay. And I've seen that over the years anyway. The big the legendary bars, the legendary clubs like the Boom Boom Bar, the Pirates, the authentic Boracay feel, the bamboo huts, all that. They're pretty much disappeared in Boracay. There's very few of them. It's more corporate now. Boracay is becoming more corporate. It's becoming more like a Waikiki. That's what I would compare. It's the big hotels, the 5-star hotels, the Mandarin Bay, the Henan Hotel. I mean, they got like 8 hotels in Boracay, I think, or even more. It's like even the restaurants. Even the restaurants, your mom and pop can't compete. The restaurants now are like McDonald's on Front Beach, KFC on Front Beach, Kenny Rogers Roasters. Those are the ones that are coming up now in Boracay because they can survive. They can afford the high rent of Boracay, and that could be local government issue too because like you know. You would think that lower people tourists, and it's not just the Chinese. It also includes the Koreans, less Koreans also having a really big effect, really having a really big effect on the numbers of Boracay Island. The last time the world, had a perfect person, Christ, and yes, unfortunately, that's the way it is, Daniel. It's like from somebody I can't understand. India, you're from India. All right, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome, from the Philippines, India. Thank you for joining the live stream here. Daniel, the Panay Posse. Be happy to add some visitors like me. All right. That's what I'm talking about, man. All the stuff that's going on in the world, Daniel. I always tell people, don't let that bring you down. Find your peace and happiness. It's like, to me, it's like, sometimes it's best to probably tune out the news, stay out on social media, because even me, I'm active on YouTube, but like I take a break from Facebook, I take a break from the news. I pick and choose what I watch now on YouTube and what I watch the news. I've given up on some of the news channels that when I watch the news channels, they're one-sided. They're only like spitting out their propaganda about a specific group, and I don't agree with those. I like news that is like covering both sides, and it's hard to find that news now. It's either like one news is talking about one side of the party, and the other news, it's like, so to me it's like and then you got to worry about fake news. You don't know who's telling the truth. People are lying on the news now. There's no integrity in the news now. There's no integrity with like celebrities, even like that's why they're canning people left and right now. So to me, it's like I don't pay attention to the noise. That's, to me, it's a waste of time to pay attention to the noise. Live your life to the fullest, enjoy your life, find your peace and happiness wherever that is. It don't have to be the Philippines. It could be in America. It could be anywhere in the world, but find your peace. Find your happiness. That was all for the sacrifice. All right, amen. I like that banter. I don't get political, or I don't get religion in our channel. I respect everybody's political beliefs. I respect everybody's religious beliefs, but everybody should have a right to pick their side or pick their religion. But it doesn't mean that if the other people are not on your side, they're your enemy. That to me is that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Friendship. Thank you, friendship. It's all about peace, man. Peace. Come on now. Let's spread peace and love. Spread happiness in the world. Good AM, Fortune and the Panay Posse. All right. Belus. Good morning. Someday, come see everyone. Finding time is crazy these days. Enjoy your channel. I know, right? It's like, for me now, I'm so busy now. It's like I gotta like turn down, or like I have to like make sure I get my rest, because I'm still recovering. I'm still not, cancer can come back anytime for me, so I have to be careful. I have to make sure I rest. I make sure I got rest, but I'm just busy. I mean, I've never been this busy. This is like I was even talking to Dazzle. It's like, with Leanna, her Kumon, people coming in here, the Panay Posse. I mean, like, I got more people in Kalibo now that I can handle. I'm still handling it. Yeah, I'm still handling it, and I still enjoy it. I mean, I'm having fun with Edgar. Edgar just arrived here. I'm enjoying seeing him happy. I'm hoping he finds his peace, and I'm hoping he finds his happiness here in the Philippines. Good morning, Michael White, the thriving Philippine expat. Check out his channel. He lives in Masbate Island here in the Philippines. If you're looking to learn about off-grid living, fishing, you name it, man, Michael is an expert. You can learn a lot from his channel. Subscribe to his channel, watch his channel. You will enjoy it. I'm learning from his channel. I'm like watching, just watching and listening. It's like I'm absorbing. Now they got him and James did a collaboration on like prepping. Like prepping. Hey, you never know, right? It's like with the stuff going on in the world, it's not bad to be prepared. I might have to do that myself. I might have to do my little prepper kit here in my house. I got like a little storage area there, man. You just never know. It's a crazy world that we live in. It can't hurt to be prepared. It can't hurt to be prepared, man. Hi, Mike. All right. From India. How are you? And we are all good. We're all good. Thank you for asking, Vidisha. Appreciate that. We're all doing good. We're all doing well here. Quiet life, quiet life here in the Philippines. Still enjoying our quiet life. Hi HD. Good morning, everyone. Love the camaraderie. That's what I'm saying, right, Michael White? It's about, to me, I just want to spread positivity, help the people I can help, whoever I can help. It's like right now, we're helping Edgar. Edgar's like got here. I picked him up at the airport. He's getting settled in his apartment yesterday. Helped him with his groceries. Just introducing him to Kalibo, kind of guiding him. When you travel from the United States all the way here to the Philippines, especially if you've never been here, it could be like overwhelming when you land here. That's why I've always told people, try to find a sponsor when you come to the Philippines. Try to find, use Facebook. Go into Facebook groups. Find that individual. You got to like, not everybody's like kind and friendly on Facebook, but it's not hard. It's not hard to, if you pick an area here in the Philippines, find somebody that lives in that area, reach out to them, just ask, nothing wrong, but like ask, hey brother, do you mind, I'm interested in going in the area, would you mind like letting me know how it is in that area? I mean, they don't have to go full blown as far as like picking you up airport, finding you an apartment and all of that, but just give you an idea on the area. And then at least when you land, you have somebody, hey, you want to do a meetup for coffee? You got somebody at least, you're not going to a country that when you land here, you don't know anybody. Because I've had that feeling when I moved here in 2011. But for me, it was easy because I'm Filipino. And as you can tell, I'm pretty outgoing. I'm an extrovert. It's not hard for me to meet people. It's like Dazzle always tells me I embarrass her half the time because I talk to everybody. But not everybody's like that, right? I meet people all the time that are like introvert. Nothing wrong with being an introvert. It's like I reached out. This morning I got a text message where he said he's coming here. I think 2026. He was gonna check out Iloilo, check out Boracay. He said he wanted to meet me, and I said, hey, I'll meet up. But then he told me I just don't want to be filmed. And to me, I've never pressured anybody as far as filming them. If you notice on my videos, even when I meet people, I don't try to be get up on somebody's faces, like start asking them questions about, why they came here. It's like I rarely interview anybody on our channel because I respect people's privacy. And for me, that's not what my channel is all about anyway. My channel is about helping people, helping them adjust to the life here, and then just hopefully when they come, it's a soft landing for them. It's not traumatic, it's not traumatic, so that's all I'm trying to do. It's share the love, the camaraderie, right? Like Michael White, that's, to me, that's what the Philippines should be all about. I mean, to me, just the fact that you left the United States and came here to the Philippines, to me, that's already a big step, that to find your peace and happiness. Because what I'm seeing now, I haven't been in the US in 14 years, but what I'm seeing now is people are having trouble finding peace and happiness in the United States with all the chaos that's going on. And then I like helping people that are getting to like the Social Security age. Those are my guys. It's like, I'm not there yet. I'm like, I'm getting close. I'm 59. I'll be 60 next year. I'm getting close. 62 is when I plan on collecting my Social Security. But those are my guys, because I know that if your only income is Social Security in the United States right now, it is very difficult to live in the US. The cost of living, housing, cost of living, everything that I'm seeing when I'm watching on YouTube, people I talk to, they're saying it's almost impossible now for Americans to live on Social Security alone. If that's your only pension, and some people say, well, that's their fault. Social Security should have been just supplemental. They should have been preparing for this. But hey, not everybody's like in that situation. There's a lot of Americans that I know, my sister being one of them. It's like my sister worked. She worked like since she came to America, but she worked at Walmart. She wasn't. She's not. Not everybody's a nurse. Not everybody's an engineer. Not everybody's a lawyer that can, there's people, many people, right? Majority of people are just like, working class, hardworking Americans. And with the rising costs, it's with insurance, with like all the bills, they're just like, barely, paycheck to paycheck. So if you expect them to, what they say, well, you need to save $500,000 to retire in the United States. It's almost like an impossible task that you're asking these people. So to me, the option of leaving the United States, it's not like you're leaving the United States because you don't love your country. I love America. I'll put up arms right now and fight for America again if I have to. I was in the United States Air Force for 20 years. If America calls my name against China, I'm up there, man. I'm not running away. I'm picking up arms and fighting China. So to me, it's not like you're running away from the United States. Your love for country. It's not that. It's just not. What I'm seeing is if you're on Social Security alone, if that's your only pension, it's just not enough in the U.S. And let alone if you get sick. If you get sick, who's going to take care of you? That's a problem that's I see happening in the U.S. where family in the U.S. I mean, there's some, I'm sure there's families in the U.S. are got that strong family bond that they'll help each other, but for most of the time, in the U.S., if you don't have money, family members kind of don't notice you. It's like especially when it comes to dating. If you're single, if you're a single gentleman in your 50s or 60s, what I'm hearing from people is almost impossible to date in the United States, especially if you don't have money. Nobody's going to date you. At least here in the Philippines, there's a chance. There's a chance. Some people say it's like a transactional relationship. Filipinos only want you for the money, but hey, to me, it's a win-win still. At least you have a partner. You have somebody day to day that you can talk to, go shopping, go eating with you. You're not alone. You're not alone. So to me, you're helping the Filipina, Filipinas helping you, watching out for you. If you get sick, we'll be your watcher in the hospital. So to me, it's like, uh, don't, there's just a lot of times the negativity, there's just people that are like, whatever you're trying to do, they're like negative towards that. I'm not like that. I always look at the positive of things. I always look at like the good. I always try to look at the good. Dazzle sometimes tells me that sometimes I need to look at the bad, but I don't, and I just if I get burned because I'm looking at the good, it's all good. I can take it. I can take it. Fortune, good HD, good morning. Thank you, Ginno. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Michael. Man, you're awesome, dude, man. It's like you're a great guy. Thank you for sponsoring James and Karen and Ray. It's like all right, all right. That is just awesome. To me, that's what camaraderie, that is what brotherhood, friendship is all about. Opening your home to people, helping them, sharing the love, sharing the, to me, that is priceless to me. I enjoy that. I enjoy watching it. I'm a fan. I'm watching it. I love it. And in person when I experience it here. That's what life is all about. Life is about enjoying, having fun. It's not about arguing over politics or religion. To me, that's like a waste of time. Good day, Michael Y. Hello, Fortune HE. Have a bug out bag. All right, all right. I'll set up a bug out bag, HD. I had one during the pandemic, believe it or not, HD. I was like, pandemic and there's nothing else to do. So I was making a bug out bag. I was like, I had like a stored rice, I had a stored rice, canned goods, I was like, I had candles, flashlight, batteries, I might have to relook at my prepper stuff. Just call me Sergeant Pepper, Sergeant Pepper, Sergeant Pepper. Like the Bee Gees, yeah, Sergeant Pepper, Lonely Hearts Club Band. And that's my era, brother. The Bee Gees is my era. I grew up on the Bee Gees, the Beatles, the Bee Gees. That's what my mom and my older sister, that's what they used to listen. Staying alive, staying alive. So I know all that music, man. I know all that music. Yes, HD and Daniel. All right, all right. Used us to help you. All right. And part of my kit was concealed carry, water. Yeah, that's kind of harder here. I mean, I can probably get a gun here in the Philippines. I'm Filipino citizen, so it's not illegal. Expats or foreigners aren't supposed to carry weapons here. I can probably get a weapon here. I might consider it now with all the stuff that's going on there. I might consider it now. I just don't like the idea of having a gun in our house right now. I've had guns before when I was in the U.S., but because we have Leanna, I'm trying to be careful with that. Of course, I can store it. I can separate the bullets. That I can do that. So I'll consider it. I consider it. The water purification, I actually studied it at one time, HD. I was doing the van life. I was thinking the van life, and I know they have those, I forgot that it's like a metal water purification, so I forget the name of it, but I had all that stuff because at one time I was thinking of doing like the van life, even here in the Philippines, Dazzle and I, we have this Blue Yeti already, water, the power water, and then just like, I still might do it one of these days. I'm just waiting on my Social Security. Once my Social Security come in, man, I'll have more stuff, more fun things that I'll be able to do. Right now, I'm still living on my military pension alone, so I got a budget. Make sure I'm saving money every month. Getting rid of all 94% of prepping stuff is hard. I understand. I know that, Daniel. Getting rid of you can call us anytime to ask for help. We are always available for information whether you are here. See, look at that, man. Look at that. Michael White offering services to people. And it's like, to me, that's just awesome. I'm the same way, Mike. I get like messages. I get all the time people asking me almost every day when I open my WhatsApp, my Messenger. People are asking me different things that people ask me about the Philippines. Daniel, just pack it in a balikbayan box and ship it here. All of it, all of it, all of it. I would ship a bug out bag minus the stuff that you can't. Oh yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. HD. Hi to JKR. I like that JKR. James, Karen of James and Karen's Adventures, and R, Ray in the Philippines. Ray in the Philippines. And don't forget Michael White, the thriving Philippine expat. Don't forget his channel. Daniel, Lifesaver water system is a must that I am sending. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot the name. I researched it before. I actually thought about buying. It's expensive here. It's expensive here. I've seen it in like, I watch a lot of videos in the US that people that do van life and they have that water purification system. That would be cool to have for sure here. I am there already. So if you need help, I know the All right, all right. Awesome, awesome, man. I have an idea, when I'm 62, I'll go to the U.S. Embassy. There's a Social Security office at the U.S. Embassy here in the Philippines. So I'll apply for my 3 months before my 62nd birthday. I can apply for Social Security here in the Philippines. And they can even send my Social Security in a Philippine bank. It doesn't have to get sent to an American bank. I like that. I like that, how that is. And I'm not sure if it's fake news or 100% done deal. I saw that Social Security will no longer be taxed. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's great news. That's great news for me, man. That's extra money in my pocket if they're not going to tax my Social Security, because they're taxing my military pension. My military pension, I have to file income tax here in the Philippines and I have to pay taxes on my military pension. So that would be a blessing if I don't have to pay taxes on Social Security. I'm like I said, I'm less than 3 years away from my Social Security, so I'm not. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm keeping an eye on it to see if that's gonna happen or not. But great news if it is. No tax on Social Security. That would be great news for me. I have 2 types of water purification kit: iodine tablets. I'm not on that iodine tablet. I like the water filtration system. It looks like a metal can. I just forget the name of it, but I like that system instead of the iodine type tablets. Tablets or anything like that kind of worry me about what effect it would have on my body. That's for emergency hydration. For long term, you boil. Yeah, you boil, of course. Boil. I got like a single burner because I don't have propane tanks here. I'm afraid of them. I don't like propane tanks. So everything in our house, we have a single burner right there. You can kind of see it. It's a single burner electric, but I also have a single burner can. It has cans of like a little bottle, of propane tank. Let me see if I have it. Because I have that one burner right there, electric, but when we don't have power, I can't cook. So I have a burner, like the camping style stove that takes this. And I have a bunch of these at home. They're like butane gas. You just pop it in there. When there's no electric, that's how we cook our food. So I added to my prepper kit. I guess that's part of my prepper kit. Just in case the power grid goes out, I still can cook. And then you got charcoal here, and you got wood. We got like a clay, the old school Filipino style. Like the clay cooking stove. We got that. So you just put whatever wood, whatever charcoal you got in there. I sent 16 full boxes here when I moved here. Wow, that's a lot of boxes. I'm sure it paid off. I'm sure it paid off. I watched Michael James discussion on why Philippines better. Nice, nice. I haven't. Unfortunately, I haven't. I saw a bit of it, but I'll catch up. I'll catch up under. I've been busy. I've been busy this since Edgar got here. I've been busy with Edgar, trying to get him settled in, in his new place in Calibo. And then my friend from Seattle's here too. Tonight we're actually gonna do karaoke to just relax for a change. We'll do karaoke tonight with our expat friends here. So that should be fun. Do karaoke tonight at. Daniel, I got a good military retirement income, and even with my SSA. All right. Man, you would do great here, Daniel. With all the pension you're getting, Daniel, you are making the right move here. If you're struggling in the U.S. with all the pension that you're receiving, you're gonna be happy here. You're gonna be happy here, Daniel. You made a smart decision of packing up and coming here. You will have a great life here in Panay Island or wherever you decide your landing spot here. The key for you, Daniel, I'm telling you right now, is finding the right Filipina. I've said this so many times. That can make or break you here. Finding the right Filipina, and that could be happening in the U.S. too, right, Daniel? It's like you meet the wrong person, the wrong woman in the U.S. They can cripple you for the rest of your life. So it's the same thing here in the Philippines. Finding the right Filipina, take your time. I always tell people it's better, actually, in my opinion, that you're coming here, get settled in first, establish your life, and meet the Filipina. I know people have been, James and Karen, James is blessed because he was able to meet Karen online. To me, that's a rarity. You are really blessed if you can find a Filipina online that's a good person, great person like Karen. That is a blessing, brother. There's just so many scammers. I'm gonna say it. They're just the online dating thing, apps, whatever apps online for. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Filipina scammers in there. There's a lot of Filipinas that they target. They target people in the U.S. because they know they're lonely men in the United States. They're here. They're communicating with several men in the U.S. and asking for money. Send me money. Send me this. It's like that should be a red flag automatically. The minute somebody online in the Philippines is asking for money from you, that should be a red flag already. It's better when you're here because you can spot it easier, or friends like me, friends like Dazzle. If you start dating a Filipina here, Daniel, we can tell you up front, hey dude, red flag. It's still up to you. I know it's still up to you to decide, but we can tell you the red flags. We can spot it. Like we can spot it a mile away. Yeah, the red flag. So my advice always to people, just come here, settle to a place that you think you're gonna like here in the Philippines. If it's a beach area, if it's a fishing village, whatever you decide to retire, get yourself settled first. Don't concern yourself too much about finding the Filipina right away because that's gonna come in time. People will introduce you to good Filipinas here. Like the people that you'll meet, like me, the people like the other expats here. Chances are we know people here that we can at least, I can vouch for that person. That person's decent. I got a message from Gary. He's planning on coming here. He's like you, Daniel. He's selling off. He's doing that. This morning, I got a message for him. His plan, and I think it's a good plan. I mean, it doesn't apply to everybody because, not everybody's religious or has a religious group. But Gary, he belongs to a religious group in the United States. He's coming here to the Philippines and he's got the same religious group here. So to me, that's a good plan. He said he plans on participating in the church that he belongs to in the U.S. Come here and participate in the church, same church, different country. But chances are, what I've seen here, when you do that, when you go to if you belong to a church in the U.S. and do the same church here in the Philippines, you got instant friends. And a lot of times, I know church people sometimes they get the wrong, what is that? People don't look at them, sometimes they get accused of being a cult even or something like that. But to me, if you got commonality already, and a lot of times they're good people. It's like when you come here, they welcome you in their church. You know their church, and you speak the same language or religion. So he's got a good plan. He has a higher chance of meeting a Filipina in that church than just like going out and then you have the shared value already, right? Your religious belief, the people you're going to church, you're going to meet somebody with the same religious belief. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. I think he's got a good plan. I think he's got a good plan of doing that. I also shipped the fire. Oh yeah, the thing, the magnesium, man. I gotta get me some of those. HD. That is smart. Thank you, HD, for the tip. I didn't even think about that, man. I didn't think about the magnesium sticks, man. But you have to know how to start. Yeah, it's gonna have to take practice, right? I do have a knife. I do have a knife. I have a military knife, so that I have. I might not have a gun right now, but I do have a military knife. Kumusta, Lowell? Kumusta, my good friend from Oregon? God bless, my brother. Thank you again, Lowell, for joining the live stream. And you're on my thoughts and prayers, man. Good luck with that shoulder, that medical thing. It's like good luck with that. Hopefully, we get that fixed. We get that fixed. You get that fixed. Hopefully, praying for you. Don't give up the dream, brother. Don't give up the dream. It's like don't listen to the naysayers about you're not crazy about wanting to come to the Philippines. You can still have a good life here. So just take care of all the health issues. Get healthy as you can, and it can happen. Don't give up, brother. Pharaoh rods. Yeah, Pharaoh rods. It's hard for people who don't know. Yeah, I know, right? They'll take practice now. But hey, if we get into that situation, where where that skill is needed, I'm sure you'll end up figuring out. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes practice for sure. Exactly. Michael White said, "Hello, Mylene. Daniel." TPE, the plan to send about 4 buy and box with a bit. All right, good plan there, Daniel. Good plan. Look, your bug out bag. All right, brother. Bug out bag is if you have to leave the location. Best thing to do is it's a bug in. Yeah, bug in. Gino, don't use the G word. Say pew pew because due to. Oh, all right, no worries. Thank you for the tip. Pew pew. That's why you guys keep saying pew pew. All right, pew pew. I was like, thank you for that, HD. Daniel, here we both. You live great and have both too, and I'm great. Yes. Michael White is like a perfect example of somebody thriving in the Philippines, enjoying his life, helping people, he's helping his community. He's a positive force in the community. And to me, that's what life is all about. Just being positive, sharing blessings. For me, like I said, we're all going to be gone someday, right? I just want to have a good legacy. I have to turn off this light now because it's light now. I don't need it. This is the light. We're all gonna be gone someday. My thing is I just want to be, not even remembered, but just have people, say, well, that guy helped me out. That guy helped me out. He didn't have to, but he helped me out, get me settled in the Philippines. And if more people would do it, if that's all I ask too. It's like I'll help people, but when somebody reaches out to you someday, help them out. Help a brother out, man. Help a brother out. Not hard to help a brother out, man. Though unfortunately in the Philippines, you need reverse osmosis and ultraviolet light to purify the water. They're according what I researched. Oh, okay, I mean, for me, that's why the drinking water here, Lowell, I have it. We buy drinking water. They purify the water, and then if it's still not safe on the purified water, you can boil it. But I've been here 14 years. I've drank the purified water, the bottled water, and I've never been. I think I was sick when the first month I got to Boracay Island 2011. I had some stomach issues, but I think that's just normal, adjusting to the new environment. All right, please. All right. I had to let out my dog. I had to let out my dog. But after that, after my first month here, I've never had issues with the drinking water here. Thank you so much for the information you gave me earlier. All right, no worries, brother. Ray, you can call me anytime. Yeah, you got me on speed dial, brother. It's like more than happy to help. Any questions you have to me, brother. You're one of my good brothers in the U.S., man. I appreciate you. Ray is a retired Air Force like me. He volunteers in the American Legion in the United States, does a lot of community work. I think that Ray and I were talking earlier, that was just ingrained in us in the military. When you're in the military, like I was, like Ray was, we had to do a lot of volunteer work. I mean, it's not mandatory, it wasn't, but it was encouraged. It was encouraged that we do a lot of volunteer work. And for me, I always did it just because for me it was fun. I like helping people. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help your cousins, Ray. Lowell, yes, I use RO and UV for my own well. My water is great. Oh, awesome. See, like I said, man, Michael White, the thriving Philippine expat, he knows, man. He is very knowledgeable. If you want to get, live, off grid or not even off grid, anything, anything to do with the Philippines, water, if you're concerned about the water, you're concerned about electricity, you're concerned about solar power, you're concerned about plants, Michael's your guy. Check out his channel. You will learn. I'm learning from Michael now, just watching his channel. You don't need to go in. It is all online. It's all online. Iodine tablets used to save weight and space. Water filtration. Yeah, it's bulky. Yeah. I remember those iodine type tablets in the military, HD. I don't think I ever tried them. It's like they made me, anything tablet, anything that dissolves, I don't know what kind of chemicals they put in those. I'm careful. Souls SS will call you after you mail in your application and have virtual call with you. Then it can start. Fill out direct deposit form, bank, the US dollar account. Must have ACRS. All right, thank you. Thank you for that information, Michael White. Thank you. Me, I know I could do the video, I could do that, man. Then I think, man, it would be a trip for me to just the embassy, just to do it. I want to do it live. I want to touch someone, as far as a person, face to face, and make sure my paperwork gets taken in, man. But I know they're moving to that. I know the Social Security office, I know they're doing video calls with people, verifying it. And I even heard, even with the mail-in, I'm still alive in the Philippines kind of thing. They're allowed, that the Social Security is allowing to do the video call now. So it's becoming easier for sure to get your Social Security here in the Philippines. A lot of, Years back, it wasn't that easy, that easy process. Now, there's just more and more people coming to the Philippines and retiring here with their Social Security. That's why the Social Security office at the embassy in Manila, they do outreach actually. They go to Iloilo every year. They go to Dumaguete. They go to several provinces in the Philippines that the Social Security Administration, because they know the Americans are here. Americans are here in the Philippines, and multiplying daily. There's more Americans coming to the Philippines that are leaving the Philippines. Don't believe all the things you see on YouTube that Philippines is no good. You need to find another country, go to Thailand or go back to the U.S. A better life in the U.S. I don't see that, man. What I see is more and more Americans are coming here to the Philippines. Very few are leaving. Very few are leaving. Part 1 is, yeah, I saw that. Part 1, part 2. I saw that, Michael White. I saw that. Okay, so that's why, it's like two different, but I'll catch up after my live stream. I do have to go to the gym, but I'll squeeze in time today, man. I've been busy lately too. With all the people moving into the Calibo. They're keeping me busy, but I'm happy. I'm happy to help them. It's like I want them to feel welcome here in Calibo. The tablets are the preferred method if movement necessary. Sometimes you end up in a where that is necessary. Oh yeah, like a life and death, life and death issue. Like if you get lost in the jungle here or something, you need those iodine tablets. I'm sure will come in handy. You don't want to drink like that jungle water without the iodine tablet. You might get like some bacteria in your stomach. Daniel 77W water treatment specialist. All right. Was my second MO. I didn't know that. Oh, see, man, we got a water expert here in Daniel, man. Hi, buddy. How is life in the Philippines? Life is doing great. I'm doing great, man. Life is good in the Philippines. Have no complaints here. Like I said many times on the live stream, man, I'm just on cruise control now, man. It's just like, I'm just enjoying life. I'm just like doing all the things I want to do. I'm getting healthier. I'm spending more time in the gym. That's going to be a priority for me. Just living the rest of my life here in the Philippines, brother. Thank you for asking. Good morning, Colonel. Good morning, Colonel. Good to see you this morning, Colonel. Daniel. It's now 92W. So it's out. All right, change up. They did that with my my AFSC is what they call it in the Air Force. Air Force specialty code. When I first came in the military, I was 906 medical administrative specialist, and then right before I retired, I became a 4A0. 4A0 in the United States Air Force. I hope to retire in 5 years with my Social Security, 401k, and investment income. Man, that's plenty. That's plenty, Mylene. If you retire here with that, you're going to live well here. If you got investments, you got 401k, Social Security, man, you're good to go here if you decide to move here to the Philippines. I'm excited. We can stay for a few months at the house there, which you already visited, and rent in Manila for a change. All right. You're gonna have a good life here. It's like even on Social Security alone, the people that I'm helping here, they're finding a good life here. It's like I just got a picture from Ruben. His main pension is the Social Security. And I just got a picture from him. He sent me a picture in Calibo. He was in a pool hall because there's this house that they put 2 billiard tables and they have beer for sale. The beer for sale, and it's a local billiards place. And Ruben loves billiards. he's good at it. He's good at it. So that's kind of like his one of his hangouts in Calibo. He just goes there, hangs out. You know, he's got his peeps. He's got his billiard peeps, and he shoots pool, drinks beer. You know, in the morning he walks around Calibo. He goes to Dunkin' Donuts, and he hangs out with the OGs in Calibo. Is that what I call them? They're like the older gentlemen in Calibo, the manongs, the OGs. What they do is they sit at 7-Eleven, eat donut, and drink coffee. And these guys were like former counselors, former mayor, former engineers here in Calibo, and just chill, you know, just chill. And Ruben's part of that group. My father-in-law place in New Washington is supposed to be done. Are you a bit? Yes, I am. Yeah. Now I you know I figured it out now. Who you are, man. You know, it's like sorry when you posted the first comment. Yeah, you know I know he reached out to me before. And he said they're building a home in New Washington, a client. So so now if it's almost finished, I'll be happy to do. I'll be happy to film the house. I know I contacted your engineer, your builder. I met him at the Latte Cafe a while back. I think it was like in February is when I met him. So I'm sure the house is almost done now. So okay, for sure, for sure. I just forgot his name. I know I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I have you know I have to look for him on Facebook. But if you know just fire me a message. I think me and you are hooked up on WhatsApp. So just send me a message. I'll contact him. I'll film your house. I'll do a video of your house that you're building in New Washington, Aklan. Lots of scammers were Chinese posing as Pinay. Oh, see, that's terrible, right? You know, it's like, man, you know, there's even that. You know, that's why there's so many traps online. That's why I keep telling people just come here. You know, come here to the Philippines. Meet this Filipina in person. You know, it's like find the Filipina here. There's a lot of Filipinas here in the Philippines. No matter where you go in the Philippines, there's a lot of Filipinas here willing to date an expat. It will be a lesser chance of being scammed if you come here to the Philippines, move here, and then you get introduced to Filipinas. You'll see the person live on person, and you can ask other people what you think about this girl. Yeah, you kind of thing, you know, or you know, we can spot the red flags for you, Daniel. My entire home is a bug-in bag, right? You know that, man. Michael, man, you know, if there's some kind of zombie apocalypse, man, Michael can thrive well in Masbate Island. He has nothing to worry. He's got the perfect bug-in home here in the Philippines. Wow. It's 7 like me, outdated like you. Like that's funny, Daniel. We're not outdated, man. We're not outdated. You know, it's like Ginno, make Hawaiian fire. Ooh, man. Yeah, that you know, I have not tried that. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, like the Hawaiian fire starter. You know, it's like the bow thing. I know. I've not done that. I've not done that in my life. I was spoiled, man. You know, I've always did the magnesium. But I wouldn't mind learning. You know, it's like, hey, man. You know, it's like you never know when that kind of skill will come in handy. I have lighters. Yeah, right. I have lighters. That's funny. Hey, but you never know. It's like that. You know, bow and arrow. You know, you never know when that skill's gonna like come in handy, man. Expat. I have started one before, but it's a lot of prep time and work. It's not bad to know in case of emergency when you have. Yeah, like I said, right, HD, you never know. I mean, it's a skill, you know, it's like any skill, you never know. You never know when, you know, when you might need it. You know, it's better to have than not have, you know, that skill. Exactly, Daniel, right? You're serving God. When you're serving people, you're serving God. You're helping your fellow man. It's like and starting fire and bird traps are important to know. Oh yeah, yeah. It's like that's one thing. It's like living here in the Philippines. It we still there's still you still kill your food. There's still like yeah you can still buy chicken and you have to like dress the chicken. Those scared catch fish, gut the fish. Those skills are alive and well here in the Philippines. So people here have a better chance of surviving just because of that. They already got that skill. It's not like a lost skill. Everything. I know there's hunters. I know there's hunters in the U.S. There's hunters everywhere. But here, day to day, you can go to the market here, and there's animals, fishes, seafood there that are alive that you gotta like prepare and cook. EDC knife, but I will have to change my behavior because that can get me. Oh yeah, any knives here, you gotta change that. You can't carry like consider deadly weapon here in public. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. That can get confiscated fast and can get you in trouble fast here if you're carrying any knives here. You just cannot travel with it. No problem wearing it hidden here. You can carry a huge bolo if you're doing some farm chores. Oh yeah, they check you, man. Any mall here, the minute you walk in, they wand you, or they're checking your bags. They're quick to confiscate stuff here. SS online. All right, thank you, Michael. Online. No need to go. Yes, no, I understand. I understand. No, and I know that. But for me, I just feel more safe. I just feel more secure because for me, it's a trip. It'll be a good trip. I got relatives in Manila. I can visit, and then Dazzle likes the Mall of Asia. She likes going to the Mall of Asia, so it'd be a trip. It'd be like a staycation kind of thing for us to go to the Mall of Asia and then hit the embassy and apply. But I'll try the online too. But I'll when the time comes. I still got little over 2 years left before I go there. Oh, and Dr. Pooper. All right, now I saw that now. I got the message now in my WhatsApp for him. So I'll contact him about filming his home in New Washington, Aklan. I sometimes forget about it. End up inside the VA with it, which is not allowed. All right, you just start swearing when you realize that you have it, with the VA cops walking around with the Korean. All right, they encourage you not to go. Oh, okay, all right, good to know. Thank you, Michael. They're encouraging not to go, so maybe I'll just do the online then. Thank you for that information. Haha, HD. They confiscated my knife when I went to Mindoro from Manila, but returned it when I got back. Oh, okay. At least they returned it back. And I know here during ati-atihan, they're really particular about. I mean, it could be like a pocket knife. It could be like a tiny pot. It could be, they're confiscating like a bullpen. Everything in ati-atihan in January. There's an entrance to the ati-atihan. There's like a bin there of like confiscated items before you go in. You can't carry. They won't even let you carry a backpack. You're not allowed to carry a backpack inside ati-atihan. They're very careful. There's like during ati-atihan in Calibo, I'm not exaggerating. They got 1,000 police. They got 1,000 police. They got police from Iloilo. They got police from Bacolod. They got police from everywhere. Securing ati-atihan, making sure no incident happened. I mean, you don't want to act up in ati-atihan. Ati-atihan here in Calibo is kind of like Mardi Gras. You do not want to like make a fool out of yourself or like do something bad because they'll throw you in jail so quick during at the. I mean, you can get drunk, you can have fun, just don't cause harm to anybody or ruin the fun for everybody. I don't really want to go through it. It has come in handy more than a couple of times, preparing stuff and nothing else to cut. EDC, all right, the EDC. I don't have what your WhatsApp info. Is that the best way? I got your message, doctor. I got your message, so I will contact you. I got it on WhatsApp, so I'll message you back after this live stream. You never know who. There's a screen. Can be. I know, right? I know, right? HD. To me, it's better. It's better to meet the person here. Plenty of opportunities to meet a Filipina here. That's why sometimes it's like, why be such in a hurry? Why such me, when I came here in 2011, I didn't have any attachments. I didn't want any attachments. I wanted to enjoy my life first. My first 18 months in the Philippines, I was like mountain biking, snorkeling, hanging out with the people I met. People I met in Boracay. We were like island hopping with our mountain bikes. That was my priority, man. I was like 45 years old. I was the fittest I was ever in my life. I was just out to have fun. It's like I wanted that physical activities. I wanted going down the hill, up the mountain, on my mountain bike. That's what I was doing, because that was the thing I enjoy. It's like, I knew, I had to release all the negative energy from my life in the U.S. anyway. What was the Gary had mentioned to me? What was the word he used? I'm sorry. He used a word like decompress. I had to decompress. Gary he messaged me this morning. I had to decompress from the life, the hectic, traumatic life in the U.S. Like I said, I'm thankful, grateful for my life in the U.S. It was a blessing that I made it to America, was in the military, and got my military pension from America. But all I remember from my time in America, my military days, even though I got brothers for life, I have brothers for life in the military, brothers, sisters for life in the military. Man, military ain't easy. Military for 20 years was like stressful. Being an enlisted member in the military in the United States is always like in the top 3 of the most stressful job in the world or in America. It's a stressful job. And my military guys can tell you this. You're not paid well. You work multiple hours. You don't get paid for overtime. You got people yelling at you when you like screw up, or sometimes you don't even screw up. They're like yelling at you. Very stressful. And to endure that for 20 years, it's like I was just happy to like get out of that. Even when I went to the civilian world, working at St. Mary's Hospital, it was a different stress. It was more like the stress I felt was you were hanging on to your job. You were hanging on to your job. It's like I was looking around and people left and right were getting canned. Unfortunately, that was around 2008, the housing crisis. Carondelet Health Network, the place I worked, a network of hospitals in Arizona, we were over 5,000 employees and we lost 20% of employees. So you lost people like left and right. You're just like trying to hang on to your job because you got bills to pay, you got a mortgage to pay, you got, so it was never like the peace, the peace and happiness. It was never like that for me. For me, it was always like, dang, I got my pension, but I got to work. I got to pay this bill. I got to, you had to like, for me, like I said, the 18 months, man, I was just happy when I landed in Boracay. I was just happy, like, man, I don't have to think about work anymore. I don't have to think about bills. My bills in Boracay were very minimum. I had my studio apartment. I had my mountain bike. That's pretty much it. I think I did have Kalibo cable at the time because of my internet, but I did not have all the the mortgage insurance, the property insurance, the all kinds of insurance that I had to carry when I was in the U.S. I was just happy, man. Like, living in Boracay Island. After about 3 months, I figured it out. I said, man, I can live here. I can survive in the Philippines. I can thrive. I can thrive in the Philippines because, like, I can afford the apartment on the beach. I can ride my mountain bike all day. I can drink beer at sunset, man. I was just happy. I was decompressing from all the stress I had to endure while I was working. Expat, have you noticed that the filters can easily bypass that? There is a biker blogger that have tons of followers because it was a petite beauty. Someone was suspicious and tracked the person down and found out. Oh, wow. I don't pay attention like HD to like other bloggers. I watch them when they come in through my feed. But if you notice, I never report about other bloggers. I mean, I'll share the bloggers that I like James and Karen's Adventure. They're my friends. Michael and Kat, that Philippines Light, they're my friends. I'll push their channel because they're my friends. But the other bloggers, if I see other vloggers, and notice that they're negative, of course I'm not gonna promote them. I'm not gonna promote them on my channel if I see negativity in them. It's like I'm just not that. I just like positivity. I like positive people sharing joy and happiness. Hey Ginno, good AM there. Kim Mandal. I haven't forgotten. You want me to film in Calibo, walking around Calibo. I almost did one yesterday when I was with, I took Leanna to Kumon, but it started raining, so I was like, man, the video probably won't come out if I had an umbrella walking around Calibo. But I'll walk around Calibo. I'll find a new spot to walk around Calibo. So a walking video of Calibo. And then I'll include maybe while we were in our car, I'll try to show more of Calibo because I know you want to see more of Calibo. The Japanese man guy. The Japanese man. I'm not Japanese, but ain't nothing wrong with becoming Japanese, man. I love Japan. That's like one of my favorite countries ever that I lived in. I lived in Japan for 4 years. Best experience, one of the best experience of my life was living in Japan. Oh, yeah, I thought you were referring to me. So some guys, another blogger. Perfect. All right, thank you, Dr. Pooh. Leonette, no story. Leonette, know the story. All right. I don't know. So no, the Japanese guy is. Oh, okay, all right. I never heard of the Japanese guy. Never heard of the Japanese guy. Tim C, my good friend in Las Vegas. Hey, Tim C. Yo. Hey, Joel, my good friend in Arizona, in Park, Arizona, near the Grand Canyon. Hey, we're getting paid in retirement now. I know, right? We're getting paid in retirement. Please like and subscribe here, folks. Gina always has great. Oh, thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, Michael White. Appreciate that. Good morning. Oh, Vegasville. He calls me Mr. Weatherman. He also calls me Mr. Cheerforce. That's the nicknames that Vegasville gave me. Have you seen the new guy? Jogo, yeah, I'm not subscribed to him, Jogo Wonder, but I like him. I like the vibe. I've seen a couple of his videos. I like his energy. I like he always got a good smile, good attitude. I've seen a few of his videos. They come through my feed, the different Filipino vloggers. Good weekend, brother. All right, good weekend. Good. From Northern California, Michael Manalastas. Have to go, my daughter. All right. Thank you, Michael White, for joining the live stream this morning. Throwing discus. Wow, discus throw. We'll go watch her. All right, take care. God bless, my brother. Thank you for joining the live stream. The Japanese man guy, man guy, is the moto chick with tons of followers. He used a filter to change his look. Oh, my dog's barking outside because they're picking up the garbage. It's garbage pickup time. Garbage pickup time. We have to segregate our garbage here: plastic, paper, cans, bottles. It's a long process. I got like 4 containers, but it's all good. I'm happy to support that recycling. That's why you can't trust FaceTime now because, oh, okay. I did not know. I did not know. See, I'm learning something new every day, HD. I did not know that. I hate those vloggers whose topic is always about Filipinas. There's one who seems to paint the Filipinas in a somewhat bad light. Like anywhere else in the world, it's like it doesn't matter. Canada, US, Australia, Philippines, it doesn't matter. You're gonna have, good women and bad women. It's kind of like, it's like, but yeah, I don't like that either. It's like, I don't subscribe anyway to many vloggers. I pick the positive ones is who I pick. I don't pick, the minute I feel like negativity. I've even seen vloggers, talking about Filipinas that they're not even here in the Philippines. It's like I'm like, how would you know? You're like in America. You're vlogging about the Philippines. You might have vacationed in the Philippines a couple of times, but to me, you're not an expert. It's like you're not a. I don't think anybody can be an expert anyway with Filipina, even in the Philippines. It don't matter how long you've been here in the Philippines. That's like a complicated subject, the Filipinas, it's like, nobody's ever going to be an expert, with that subject, and you got guys, talking, they'll post something, it's because I understand negative always sells more on YouTube. If they said something bad about a Filipina, maybe they had a bad experience with a Filipina here, all you on the comments you'll just see hundreds of comments. Oh yeah, I had this experience. Oh yeah, this Filipina scammed me. But they make it sound like you come to the Philippines and there are a bunch of scammers walking around here. And if you come here, you don't see that. It's like they're going into the wrong platform. They're going online, and like HD was saying, it might not be even a Filipina that you're communicating with. It might be a man. It could be somebody, somebody Chinese, somebody in China that you're communicating. It could be AI now. Who knows? It could be an AI now. So to me, the best way to meet a Filipina, a good Filipina, come to the Philippines, meet a Filipina in person, to make sure it's a person, not a bot or not some AI or something like that. Take care. Have fun, Mike. All right. Gotta run. Have a good day, brother. All right. Catch you later. Thank you. I will check out the house. I will check out your house in New Washington, Aklan. I'll get that schedule. I'll go out there, film your house because he wanted me to film his house that he's building in New Washington, Aklan. Ginno, if you use those free or cheap app, then you will get scammed. Then you will get scammed. Yeah. I'm careful. Like I said, man, I don't even own a credit card anymore. Just because I see that scam going on here. It's like I used to have one credit card, American Bank credit card. I closed that because I know it's easier to if somebody steals your number in the US, you can call, they'll block, but it's still a hassle, and I'm calling from here, I'm calling from the Philippines. So somebody actually asked me, I think I haven't answered because he said, how do I call 1-800 number from the Philippines? I have not used a 1-800 number calling from here, 1-800 number in the US. So maybe guys help me out here because I rarely have a need anymore to call a 1-800 number. I think at one time I was using Skype, but I think Skype is gone, so I have to figure it out if I have to call a 1-800 number in the US, with credit cards, right? So that's why I gave, I barely have any communication anymore with any company in the United States. The one bank that I have in the United States, they contact me by email. Anything and I don't do a lot of transactions with that bank. That account where my pension goes, it just builds. The money just builds there, and sometimes I'll transfer some of it to move the money here because I don't want it to get big. I don't want the IRS eyeballing my money in the U.S. But most of my money is here in the Philippines now. This house and lot here, the land that we bought. My investments are all here because I want Dazzle to have access to all of it, because if something happens to me today, she owns everything. She got access to everything I own here. Many of these men go into the field leading with their wallet. They attract certain type. Oh yeah, I know that. I know HD. I see it all the time. There's guys, you go on these expat groups, and they'll even announce, I'm like, dude, do you're announcing in public that I'm coming into the Philippines, it's my $6,000 pension a month, is that enough? And I'm like, are you that crazy? You're announcing to the Philippine online world that you got $6,000 a month. You got over 300K pesos a month coming into your bank account. Do you think you're gonna attract like criminals or people scammers? That's what you're gonna attract. You're like announcing to the world that you don't talk about your money. Do not talk about your money. Do not talk about that online. That's like one of the worst. You're gonna attract the wrong kind of people here. Heck, you could be landing at the airport. People might be waiting for you. Hi, Ginno HD. Hey, Mom Janet. Hello. We won. All right. On yet. All right. Congratulations. Have you seen the viral video, Filipina crying because she lost all her money at BDO, even though she said she hasn't made any No, I haven't. And even that's why I'm even careful. I used to have one bank here in the Philippines with a credit card. I canceled that credit card. I do not own credit card anymore. I use GCash, and even when I load my GCash, this is how careful I am now, because all these scams. I do not trust the online banking in the Philippines. Unfortunately, I don't. I used to, but I no longer do. When I load my GCash, I actually go to it's called a cash in, cash out. I have cash. I'll bring 10,000 pesos to the GCash and tell them I'm loading GCash into my account. My phone. I give them my phone number. We verify that's me. They load my GCash, my app, my phone, my money wallet, and I see that they move, and I pay them in cash. Everything in cash. I'm going back to old school, man. Cash. Dazzle and I, our bank accounts, we have paper passbook. Right? If we're withdrawing money, we withdraw money, or I'll tell them when I go to the bank, I'll withdraw money, or I'll transfer to my ATM. Because my ATM, I can control how much is in there, and the most I put on my ATM, the most maybe 60,000 pesos, maybe $1,000, because if that gets scammed or whatever, it's a big hit. Don't get me wrong, $1,000 is a big hit, but at least it's $1,000. I am super careful now. I do not go online anymore, online banking here in the Philippines. I just don't think they're secure. Just my opinion. I'm not trying to rail on the banking system in the Philippines, but I feel safer using GCash, handling everything in cash. They prefer that here anyway. Filipinos prefer cash here anyway, because there's a lot of places here that don't take credit cards. 200. All right. Hey, Mike. Hey, HD. She's a blogger, right? I saw the article. All right, I'm gonna have to look for it. I'm gonna have to look for that. But it's happened. It's happened here. I have a friend. She works. She was part of our school in a graduating class of 2016 at SCI College Calibo. She works online for like a foreign company. She's one of those virtual assistant. So they were paying. She had to open like a card, like a credit card, because that's how the online people were like paying her, for her job. She makes good money actually, being a virtual assistant for several companies abroad, right? Somehow they got a hold of her account and they charged over like 250,000 pesos. Man, for a Filipina, that's huge money. And it's not easy here to like prove that it wasn't you. It's a headache here. It's a headache to close the account. When I closed that one credit card I had here, it was a pain in the butt. You would think, okay, I'm closing the account, I'm cutting my card. Next thing I knew, I closed the account last year, 2024. March of 2025, somebody charged on the account. How can somebody charge on a closed account? And then I was getting every month, they're like, it was increasing. You need to pay this, you need to pay this. And I would call them every month, hey, I closed the account last year. And every month it kept increasing. It got forwarded to their collection agency. I'm getting all these nasty notices on my phone, on my email, like you need to pay this or we're gonna forward to the, I'm like, what the heck's going on? And finally, just last month, I got a statement that the account was paid off zero. All that noise, like the last 6 months, you had to suffer just to close the account that I closed last year. So not the same here. I do not recommend opening a credit card here in the Philippines. Not the same dynamic in the US where one phone call and they can take care of it on the spot. Doesn't work like that here. Home-based business. Yeah, sounds like similar thing that happened to our friend that works a virtual assistant. Somebody charged on her card. It was rough pulling that virtual money worse. Yes, yes. Yeah, I just don't trust, all this virtual, all these things, man. Like I said, I'm going back old school, man. Dad's, went back to passbook. Passbook, going to the bank and getting doing the teller, showing our passbook and getting the money that way. Jane fell victim to online bank. I mean, I see it all the time here. Online banking scams going on, credit card scams going on here. It's unfortunate, but I don't even know how they do it. It's like, but I'm trying to limit my exposure to that. I've done my maneuver. I've done my anti hacker, I have a timeline for many to-do lists. Needs October. I am getting Surfshark. I think I've heard that VPN, right? VPN, Surfshark, to help protect my info data. All right. A lot of it I've heard, Daniel. You just got to be careful here in the Philippines when you hook into Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, or like a cafe Wi-Fi, whatever. I don't. It's like I'm strictly. The stuff that I do, anything online, I do at home on my Wi-Fi at home. When I go online like that to use other people's Wi-Fi, I don't go into any of my accounts. I don't do. I might do Facebook. That's it. I minimize my exposure because you never know, man. Hackers are being. They're getting. Criminal minds are always a step ahead. Unfortunately, the criminal mind is always like a few steps ahead a lot of times. If they'll figure out a scam, people will figure out the scam and they'll create a new scam. Unfortunately, that's how their criminal mind works. She said she lost 100 through 5 different transactions. Oh, I understand. She's not alone. She's not alone. Like I know people, like I said, that our college batchmate from college, and I see it on Facebook all the time. Even on text messages, people, you would think, well, you would think with all the scams going on that you can protect yourself, but they're pretty elaborate here. And then people will say, well, I'll never get scammed, but then they'll get surprised they get scammed. It's just like, like I said, I went back old school. I'm going with a paper, man, passbook. I'm going backwards in time, going back, no credit cards. Even my debit ATM, I got one ATM that I just load money in there using my passbook, and that's where I get money. I know it's a hassle, it's not convenient, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Still packing my stuff, Janet. All right, HD, they had it, I believe, on the news. Is that person lost 83,000? Whew. Yeah. That's a lot of money, Lost in just minutes. Ooh, man, that is like horrible. I shouldn't be. All right, good to hear. Mom Janet. It's like praying for you always, Mom Janet. Hopefully, you get all your medical issues get better. At least you don't have the injections that's causing pain. Seattle, Washington. Old school rules. All right, man. Going back old school, man. Good afternoon from Seattle, Washington State. Happy weekend, bro Ginno. All right. Thank you. It should be a good weekend. We got plans. We got karaoke tonight with a few expats. We're going to do karaoke tonight. Tomorrow, looking at the weather, I don't know, maybe fishing. Maybe Dazzle and Mom, they haven't been fishing in a while, so maybe fishing tomorrow. We'll see. Stay safe, keep on vlogging. All right, thanks. All right, be happy to reply. Happy to reply to anyone. I make a point. I even check my spam. Sometimes people's email to me goes to my spam, so I'm always checking spam. I'm catching one or two in my spam mail on my email sometimes. I'm that particular. I do not want to miss people's requests to me, questions. So I'm always on top of things now. I'm putting my money in a shoebox. Hey, man, I can't blame you, Mom Janet. It's crazy, right? The things that are happening online now, it's crazy. It's like a shoebox underneath in between the bed. It's like, we're going back old school. Stealing our money. I know, like I said, the criminal mind, man, they're like, they're always a step ahead or a couple of steps ahead, They'll come up with a scam, move on to the next scam, move on to the next way to steal our money. I was getting calls from collection agency. I know, right? I was getting, that one, that's why that was the last draw for me when I closed that one credit card, Filipino credit card that I opened, the only credit card I opened. And I only opened it because I was thinking, hotel, airline, but you don't even need a credit card for that here in the Philippines. You can use GCash, you can even like make an airline reservation here, make a hotel reservation, any reservation, go to 7-Eleven and pay at a 7-Eleven. They haven't even have that. Whatever hotel, airline, they'll give you a QR code in your email, show the QR code at 7-Eleven and pay the cashier at 7-Eleven. No need for credit cards, here in the Philippines. There's ways to get around having a credit card because, like I said, I closed the credit card in 2024. All of a sudden, there's a charge on it, a closed account. I even cut the credit card. I don't even have the number anymore. And on March of 2025, someone charged on the account. And I'm like, how can somebody charge an account that I closed? And then when I called them, they got like, what's your number? I don't have the number because I cut the card. Well, then I have to prove myself, my name, my date of birth, my mother's maiden name. I'm like, yeah. And then I did that in March. And then I had to do it again, April, May, June, July, August. They finally cleared it in September. Took like several calls, and they say when you call them, your call is being recorded. So I'm like, if it's recorded, why don't you just go back to our previous phone call? I got to repeat. I had to repeat the same process every single month. I was on the phone for like an hour at times, every single month, just to get rid of an account that are already closed, So just a nightmare, just a nightmare. That's why, do not open a credit card here in the Philippines. Their interest rates are crazy anyway. Fortune had told me their percentage here in credit cards are like 36% anyway. Had I known that, I would have never opened that one. I always paid it anyway. Like before, when I had the card, if I used it for hotels, I always like paid it at the end of the month. So I was never paying interest on it. But Fortune told me here 36% on a credit card interest here. That's like insane. More than half of the Philippine annual income. Yeah, I mean, shoot, man, that's a lot of money. I feel bad for that lady. I feel bad for that lady, man. It's hard enough to make money here in the Philippines, and then they're stealing it from people. That's horrible. With cash, you can actually better control. Exactly, I can, because like I know how much money I have, right? When I'm out and about, and I'm like, well, I only got 2,000 in my wallet. I ain't buying that. I can't afford that. It's like I've always been frugal anyway. I've always been frugal. It's like I don't accumulate things. It's like I'm very frugal. That's why I've been able to retire here the last 14 years on my military pension alone. I think she was saving that money for her medical suit. Man, that's just horrible. That's just horrible. That lady got her money stolen. I get calls from IRS saying I owe. Now IRS would call me personally. What's funny is I got tax preparations. I see you got tax preparations. Yeah. I mean, the scams are getting elaborate. I mean, the scams are getting elaborate. Online scams are getting elaborate. Many ways of them. The lady blogger is to blame, not BDO. Her phone was in the hands of other people. She admitted it. All right. In the future, you will get calls from the voice. Emergency money. Yeah, okay. That's how AI. All right. Well, it's like most of my relatives, most of them know I don't lend money. It's got to be like an emergency. I got to see them. They got it in person. I ain't gonna take like an AI to like spread, praise, identify. All right. That have a code word. If like me and my friend, Greg, we have a code word. We got a code word to know that it's us. I won't say the code word. It's a secret. It's a secret. Oh, that's sad. I save budget to gamble. I never do it. That's scary. That's scary. Fortune, what? The BDO, the bank. Banco de Oro, that's my bank. Banco de Oro, BDO. That is one of my banks here in the Philippines. I use Banco de Oro and Philippine National Bank. Dazzle uses Metro Bank. But she has all access to all our accounts here. Her name is on the title of our land in Katiklan, and she's on the mortgage here on our house. And if I die, the mortgage gets paid because I pay mortgage insurance. So she'll be free and clear owner of this house and lot here. We don't owe very much anyway because we only bought this house for 1.5 million, about $27,000. It was a 15-year loan, and we're on year 11. So we got about 4.5 years left on this mortgage on this house. So free and soon to be free and clear on this house. I thought bank wasn't sure. I only go every 3 to 4 months. Now it bores me, so I play with virtual community. I stop by. All right. Thank you, Mom Janet. Appreciate the like. The thing about using your code word too many times is that you can figure it out. It doesn't change. All you have to do is history and type in. Oh, yeah, all right, yeah. I don't do, like I said, I don't do transactions anymore online. It's like I reserve everything. Like I went back old school, man. I went back old school. No, I don't go online banking. I don't have any credit cards. I limit my exposure to anything online now because I know it's like there's hackers out there. There's like China's got like some of the what are the evil hackers. They hunt people online. To steal your money. I know that. They're just got some evil people in China, man. All right, I got to the end. I got to the end. I think I covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk to today. God bless. God bless all. Thank you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Hope you got some. Hopefully, you gained a little bit of knowledge on the live. Hopefully, you had fun. That's the main thing. Have fun. Find that peace. Find that happiness in your life. No matter where you are, you don't have to travel thousands of miles to find peace and happiness. Peace and happiness can be found anywhere in the world. You just have to find it. You have to find that yourself. Limit your exposure. Probably social media. Social media probably doesn't help. If anything, physical computer verified. That's what a lot of Bitcoin to secure their accounts. Yeah, I know a little bit about the Bitcoin, but but anything online, I just don't trust. I wouldn't even, I've heard people's Bitcoins get stolen too. Anything online now, to me, it's dangerous. Yeah. If your money's going through any online system, just to me, that's just me. That's my opinion. It's like less exposure to anything like that, less chance of like I'm with my mom Janet. I'm keeping my money in a shoebox. I'm keeping my money in a shoebox, man. Daniel, home party with Ginno. All right, take care. All right, take care. Look at UBK. I had one time. I had, I'm not gonna look into that HD because I don't trust online HD. Money and online, it's not gonna work for me. I'm going back old school, brother. I'm going back passbook, man. I'm going to the bank and get my money. It might be a hassle. It might be I have to stand in line. I got the time. I'm retired. I got the time. Speed and efficiency and all that. To me, I just do not trust it. I don't know they got all the keys, encryption and all that, but hey, like I said, the criminal mind is like 2, 3 steps ahead of what people are creating. They find their way to steal your money online. I checked your channel. Short. We need more. All right, we need more. All right. Okay. All right, Panay Pasi. Tata, Panay Pasi. Everybody have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Please take care, everyone, and stay blessed. Stay blessed.